Hi, good afternoon, my friends. It's good to see you all. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. And we're here to Slow Flow. So glad to have you. I want to congratulate you all for making it to your mat today. And I also want to give you an opportunity, give you a few moments to vibe up your space, to set your space with intention. It doesn't have to mean candles, it doesn't have to mean anything that you think it should be like. It can just be what inspires you today. So, pretty picture, maybe a plant, maybe just an essential oil to smell, anything that helps you feel like you are stepping into something different, into something new today. But thank you for being here and showing up to your practice. So I want to congratulate you for just being on your mat, and then also invite you to take it to the next level with your intention. And then also just honor and recognize the good life choice that you've made today by dedicating some time to your practice. So good work, y'all. You're already killing it this Thursday afternoon. Today, let's begin. Let's start seated. I like to start seated with y'all. I'll start a little bit closer than usual. And let's just take a moment to take in your space. Just the very simply, without adding any extra context. So if you happen to see like a pile of laundry somewhere, don't necessarily think that that's not a good thing. Just take it in for what it is. Thank goodness we have clothes and warm blankets, and just be grateful for the sanctuary that you have around you. I'm seeing my big, beautiful windows that I'm so grateful for. I feel the hard floor underneath me, that support that's going to keep me lifted during my practice. I smell my essential oils that are in my diffuser. If you've got some incense and would like to light some, or a candle, I've got several candles. So just take a minute to take in your space. Even if it's just a, plot of square feet on the floor in your bedroom, whatever it is. And recognize how grateful we all are to be here together. And then after we've had our surroundings, our brain is catching up with where we are and our intentions for our practice, we're just going to allow our eyes to close. We don't need any more external information. So we'll let them relax in their sockets. You might notice they naturally, even as your eyelids are closed over your eyeballs, you might notice they naturally just kind of drift down. And then take your palms to your knees, the tops of your knees. Plant your palms there. And then applying just a little bit of pressure, you might notice your elbows start to bend in towards your ribs. Just let your chest lift. Just use that leverage of pressing your palms into your knees to lift your chest up, up, up. And then keeping that lift in your chest, that spine nice and long. Relax your hands. So now it's just those muscles around your spine that are keeping your chest lifted, keeping your shoulders back and down. And this is just a natural progression of awareness. We started with everything that was around us, everything that was not us. And then we go a step deeper into into what is us, the physical space we take up, how we can manipulate our bodies to take different shapes, to grow a little taller, sit a little firmer. And once your body is still, you notice that even more subtle layer, that progression into the thing that's moving you. And even though we can manipulate that thing which moves us, it does it all on its own. And that's just our breath. Our breath is moving us throughout the day. Most of the time we don't even notice, we're not even aware of it. So just without changing anything, we don't need to breathe a certain way yet. Notice the breath that moves you. Of awareness of your breath moving you, and just start to see if you can move your breath a little deeper. Feel your breath come in through your nostrils, feel it cool around your nostrils, and then it goes up through your sinuses and hits the back of your throat, travels down through your collarbones, your upper chest, nestles right behind your heart, and then maybe expands a little bit deeper into your rib cage. And everybody just take your palms to your rib cage. Without squeezing or pressing, just let your hands be light and receive the breath that you are now moving a little bit deeper into your body. Relaxed but complete and thorough. And feel the exhales just pull your hip ribs away, and then you'll feel that tug of your belly in as you exhale, and that's just pressing the breath back out through that same path that it came in. Up behind your heart, up through your collarbones, through your throat, the back of your throat, and then down through your sinuses, and finally exiting the nostrils. And it probably feels a little bit warmer on the exhale. You can relax your palms down into your thighs if you haven't already. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Another breath in. And exhale. Rub your palms together. First starting a little bit slow and then progressing quickly, creating some heat between your hands. Lots of warmth, and then place your palms on your eyes. Open your eyes gently into your palms. And slowly, with your gaze down, just let your hands fall away. We're ready to begin. Let's start moving. Come to your mat if you're not there already. We're going to take child's pose. Maybe not as wide in your knees as you're typically used to, because we're going to add some movement to it. And come through child's pose. Let your third eye, that center of your forehead, just barely kiss the mat. And then on an inhale, we're gonna press our chest forward through our arms and then lift it at the top for Cobra Pose. And then roll back down, almost coming through cat right here as you exhale back through Child's Pose. And we'll do that again. Think of like cow in your back, lift your chest. And then roll back, almost coming through a little bit of cat as you nestle your hips back towards your heels. Let's do that 3 more times, just gently waking the spine up into some gentle movement today. I know it's probably done a lot already, but I want to ease ourselves in here. And then exhale back, we'll go through 1 more round. And this time I'll give you the option to come through upward facing dog if you wish, pressing the tops of your feet down. And then downward facing dog, hips go up. Feet come flat. And then with the same tenderness as we treated our spines, we're gonna treat the backs of our legs here. So soften through your knees and just gently pedal from side to side. Once you feel the calves, your Achilles start to open up a little bit, we can settle down into our still and strong downward facing dog, which doesn't mean that your heels are at your mat. Mine are kind of floating a little bit above. And then I'm going to reach my palms down, reach yours down too. And then hug your triceps kind of in towards your ears. And then reaching through the back of your legs towards the mat. Almost as if you were, even if your heels aren't on the mat, just like you're trying to pick your toes up, lift your kneecaps up. Take an inhale and exhale. Starting to feel warm in the limbs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take another breath. Exhale everything out. And then take a big step to the top of your mat. Land in a fold, grab your elbows. Again, we're not gonna max it out right away, so soften your knees. If that brings your chest a little bit closer to your thighs, lets you fold on in a little bit tighter. And release your elbows. Take a half lift. And fold, breathe out. Half lift. Think of this as an exercise for your spine now. And then fold, release the muscles. And then a half lift again. Engage the back to lift your chest. Fold, breathe out. Lift the tops of your thighs back. Half lift. This time stay and exhale. And then start to walk your hands up your legs as you come to mountain. Let's stand with our palms alongside of our hips, facing the front of your space. Press your feet down, even through your arches, through the outsides of your feet and through your heels. Lift your kneecaps up again. Feel that engagement of the tops of your thighs, your quadriceps. And then pull your low belly in. You'll start to feel some warmth here, even just as we stand. And then reach both arms up. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale all the way down. Half lift. Take your left leg back. Low lunge. We're going to sweep the right arm forward and then up for a twist. And then exhale back towards your back heel and then down again. And let's do that 3 more times. Forward and up, circling the arm. Exhale back and down. Forward and up. Back and down. And then notice you're not dumping weight into the left shoulder. Keep lifted there. Back and down. And on this last time, bring your hand to the mat. Step back, high plank pose. Lower to your belly, exhale. Let's come to the tops of your feet and just lift your chest gently for cobra. And then lower down. Upward facing dog, if it feels good, stay in cobra if you want. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And then see how quickly you can come back to that really engaged down dog, how quickly you can hug your lower ribs in. And then press through your palms. Remember, pull those biceps towards your ears, like you're trying to spiral them in and up. And then sit your heels back as far as feels good today. Come up onto your toes, breathe in. Bend your knees, look where you're going. And then step or hop there, come to a half lift. And then fall and fold. Another half lift, breathe in. Fold it out, exhale. Half lift and stay. Breathe out. This time reach the arms ahead of you like you're reaching towards the front of your space. And then pull your low belly in and lift up. Fold down. Half lift. Right leg goes back, low lunge. We're going to stay grounded through the right palm. We're going to lift the left hand up and then back and around. Lift it up, let your gaze follow your thumb, and then exhale back and around. 3 more. Just opening the shoulder, working even more into that spine. And then on this last lift, look up. Bring your hand all the way to the mat. Step back, high plank. Lower to your belly. Resist as you lower, y'all. And then come up, cobra pose. Inhale. Lower down, exhale. This time float the hands away from the mat. Lift your chest. Probably won't go as high. And then lower down. And then upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Drop right back in, inhale. Exhale. Come up onto your toes. Bend and look forward. Hop. Half lift. Fold. Now using that same intention and the same integration of the muscles and strengthening to rise, come through a half lift and then all the way up to standing. Take a breath in. Forward fold down. Halfway inhale. Left leg back, low lunge. Sweep the right arm up and around. And then land the palm, exhale. High plank, breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And we'll do a lot of chaturangas today, or not a lot, but a lot of variations thereof, plank and that sort of thing. So if you ever need to drop to your knees, or ever just want to, go for it, y'all. You know what you need. Come up onto your toes, then look forward, step or float. Come up halfway, fall down. And then turn those muscles on, reach up, lift up, fold and pour down. Half lift, gaze ahead. Take your right leg back, low lunge, steady, steady. Left arm sweeps up and around, finds the mat. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes. Bend your knees. Step or hop. Halfway. Melt forward. Halfway, this time reach your arms forward just like we did before. Maintain just a little bit of a tuck in your tailbone, not too much, but just a little bit of engagement through the lower abdominals. Take an inhale, and then sit your hips back. Exhale, chair pose. Two more breaths, y'all. Feel that heat start to turn on a little bit more intensely. All the way in, all the way out. Lift your left foot up away from the mat. Step back, crescent lunge slowly. Breathe in, reach the arms up. And exhale. Take another breath. We're gonna gently open our twist to the right. Deep breath in. Exhale. Crescent with both arms up. Arms come down, high plank. Inhale. Low plank on the exhale. Up, top heart lengthens forward. Downward facing. Up onto your toes. Bend your knees, prepare. And then step or hop. Halfway. Fall, fold. Half lift, pull your belly in. Reach your arms forward. Take another breath in. Chair, just sit your hips back as your chest lifts. And just see how alive can you feel in your muscular power right now. So instead of thinking of it as making it harder on yourself or easier, just how vibrant, how alive can you feel in your own power? Take another breath. Exhale. The right leg lifts up this time. Try to stay low in that left leg. Inhale. Crescent lunge. Exhale. Breathe in. And then just gently open a twist to the left. Back through center, in breath. Palms come down, slow and steady. High plank, breathe in. Lower to your belly, exhale. Let's take locust pose, lift up. Breathe out. And just one more lift. Lower everything down. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Another inhale. Another exhale. Take your right leg back, nice and strong. Exhale. Another breath in. And breathe out. So we're going to stay here for a couple more breaths. I want you to notice that you're still doing all of those engagements that we were doing in the first down dog. Hugging those biceps in, and now you've got the lifted foot. So the right inner thigh is pulling towards the left inner thigh as the heel lifts. Take another breath. Bend and stack the hip open. Another breath in. Lengthen through that right side. Exhale. Now straighten the legs, square off the hip. Breathe in. Step forward, warrior one. Ground the back heel. Lift the arms. I like to do just a little bit of twisting, like we did in our crescent before we get to warrior one, because I think it just makes it a little bit more accessible. So you can start to feel that rotation of your rib cage towards the front of your space. Don't worry so much about your hips. Take a breath in. Settle it out, exhale. One more here. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Take your left leg back. Exhale, firm up. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more here. And then bend and peel the hip open. That feels good after so much almost rigidity in that strong down dog, just to open up through that side. I know my hips are popping. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Lengthen, lengthen. And then straighten and square off. Take a breath in. Step all the way forward. Warrior 1. Already building some heat. And then anchor in. One more breath in, y'all. Look up. Chaturanga. Flow down. Remember those knees. They're there for a reason. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Take your right leg up. Bend and open. Another breath in. Warrior feet. We're going to go from the open hip to the warrior feet. Rise. Chaturanga. Or to your belly. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg. Peel it open. Take a breath. Warrior 1. Rise. And then flow. And even though the pace has quickened a little, lift your heart and draw it back. We don't want the intention to shift. We still want to intend to move slowly. And to feel that connection, that engagement in the muscles even as we transition. Take your right leg up, bend and open. Take a breath in, and then all the way forward. Warrior 1. This time stay low, spin the back heel down, and then come up warrior 2, big arms. Deep breath in. Exhale. Reverse your warrior, reach back. And then cartwheel the arms down. Move through a flow. Chaturanga, high plank or belly. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg, y'all breathe in. Bend and open, stretch. Inhale. Step through. I'm going to take the right heel down and then spin open, warrior 2. Land and settle. Reverse your warrior. Arms down, high plank. And all meet in high plank in breath. And exhale. Take your left arm up, side plank, roll onto the edges of your feet. And you can stack them on top of each other or stagger them front to back. Wherever you are, flex your toes towards your shins. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Lift the left leg. Breathe out. It's okay if you're down on a knee. We're making it work for our own unique bodies today. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more here. Big lift up. Step it forward. Crescent lunge. And then rise up to a high crescent, left leg forward. Take a deep breath. Exhale. One more right here. Right palm comes down to the mat, left palm goes up. Inhale, and then start to spin the back foot Start to spin onto the outside edge of the back foot like you're almost in side plank. And then pull the left leg back, side plank, back to where we were. Inhale, and then bend the knee, land the toes behind you for wild thing. Feel even your fingertips pressing down into the mat, even your fingertips. And then lift out of that shoulder, breathe in, breathe out. One more here. High plank. Take a breath. Lower to your belly, hug the elbows in. Locust pose, lift up. Breathe out. One more breath. Come all the way down. Exhale. Take a deep breath in and send it out. Come to upward facing dog and move to downward facing dog. Deep breath and empty. Lift high up on your toes. Bend your knees and then step or hop. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Half lift. And stay in your half lift. This time bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Chair pose. Inhale, press your palms together and then twist to your right. And then just settle your gaze. Try not to move it around too much because just like at the beginning of class when we were taking in our surroundings and then we closed our eyes, we use our drishti, our focus, almost like a way to close our eyes without having to actually close them. Keeps that information minimal. So all the information we need is in our bodies right now. Inhale. Exhale. One more, y'all. Peel that right shoulder back. Forward fold. Breathe out. Half lift. Inhale. High plank. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll onto the other edge of your foot. Take your right arm up this time. Side plank. And then I'll do the modification of bringing the knee down. So you can lift the right leg. And you're still pressing intensely through that right foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, we got this. And then still, even if your knee's down, especially with your knee down, push through your fingertips, engage the forearm. Inhale. Exhale. One more here. Right leg goes forward. Right arm comes down, crescent lunge. Then lift up. Take one more breath, y'all. Effort in your legs. Breathe in. Left hand comes down to this revolved side angle. We're twisting open. And then we're going to roll onto the left edge of your left foot so that your toes are pointing to the right side of your mat. Take a breath. And then exhale. Try to take this slow if you can. Back to side plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Bend the right knee. Open up, wild thing. Take deeper breaths and more complete exhales. Get all the air out. one more big reach open. High plank, carefully come back around. Inhale to your belly, exhale. So interlace your hands behind your low back. Take the bound locust, breathe in and breathe out. We're just using that effort of our shoulder blades hugging in towards each other to lift our heart just a little bit more. Breathe in, don't forget about those thighs, lift them up too. Exhale, another breath, empty. Last one, lower down, gently release the bind carefully as you lower. Bring your palms under your shoulders. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Up onto your toes, bend your knees, and then hop. Half lift, exhale, fold. Half lift, hands to heart center. Chair pose, sink your hips. Take a breath in and twist over to your left. And as we hold, again, just ask your question of how alive and engaged you can feel in that muscular power of yours. How much can you just almost indulge in that effort? Not thinking of it as something that we want to limit or shy away from, but something that we can use as an affirmation to ourselves. I am powerful, I'm here, I can do this because I'm doing it. Take a breath. Exhale. 3 more. It's your last one. Forward fold, well done. Let's take ragdoll again. And you can separate your feet a little bit, about hips distance. Grab your elbows. Let your upper body be just heavy, hanging over. Crown of your head relaxed towards the floor. Release the arms, come to half lift. We're gonna take our left leg back, step it all the way back to warrior feet. Right palm comes to the inside of the right foot, lift the left arm, side angle. And then when you're thinking about, if you need to come up a little bit, please do. In your side angle, think of the pelvis, the hips are what's tilting forward, not the spine bowing forward. So if you can feel that, again, we've been working on the muscles in our spine a lot. If you can feel that your hips are what's guiding your spine on that diagonal, instead of your spine slumping towards your knee. Then press through that back leg. Make it do a little bit more work than it wants to. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. One more here. Sweep the arm forward and then down. We're going to come to wide leg forward fold. Point both sets of toes towards the side of your mat and even a little bit inward if you have the space for that. If not, don't worry. And then here in your wide leg forward fold, if you've got headstand or tripod and you want to take it here, go for it. If it's not quite in your practice yet, just start to bring the hands through the legs. Drop the head towards the mat.
And then press and lift up through the backs of the thighs as you are reaching through your legs. And we'll relax the stretch for just a moment. Just hang. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, stay in your half lift. Sweating. And come all the way up, this 5-point star shape. Sink down into goddess pose. And then bring your hands to your thighs. We're gonna take an inhale right here at the center of our goddess. And then exhale, dip your shoulder towards the left, dip your right shoulder towards the left. And then we're gonna inhale back to the center. Then opposite side, left shoulder dips through the center. And then up, right shoulder. Lift, left shoulder. Try to keep your hips low. Lift, right. Lift, left. We got this. Breathe in and dip. Breathe in, other side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep it going. Inhale, exhale. In breath, dip. One more set. Through center, breathe in. Exhale. Arms to cactus, inhale. Exhale. Now we just are still. For 3, 2, 1 more. Stand up. Side angle. Other side. This side always feels a little bit different for me because I'm a little bit more open in this hip, a little less stable. So I have to create that stability for myself. I have to strengthen and squeeze through my hips. So you might notice if you're a little bit more open on one side, that it might take a little bit more effort to keep that spine nice and long. Breathe in, breathe out. We have this. Just revel in the challenge, y'all. Embrace it. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe a little bit more effort. Breathe out. Just a little bit more. And then exhale. And then we've got this. Another breath in. Arm sweeps forward and around. Wide leg forward fold once again. And then again, you can pop up into your headstand or tripod. If you don't have that practice, maybe just try the beginning steps of it. So bring your legs in a little bit more if they need to, or a little further out if they need to. And then you can bring your head to your mat. And then keeping your hands kind of right underneath your shoulders, bringing one knee onto your chaturanga arms. So if you're bending your elbows towards the space behind you, and you can maybe hike up one knee, almost like you do in crows in your practice, bringing one knee onto that shelf of your elbows. That's the first step. And then maybe one day, you kind of tiptoe your toes in towards both knees, coming up onto your elbows, onto that shelf. I like to bring my toes together here. And then keep pressing down in your hands, y'all, so that the neck is not dumping into the weight is not dumping into your neck. And then from there, you can practice taking one leg up. I can't even do it right now while talking, but Practice taking one leg up and then the other, and then maybe one day both legs up. So that's just fun. Fun little thing to do. We're gonna walk all the way back to the top of our mat. Take pyramid pose. Right leg forward. If you have blocks you'd like to place under your hands, or even just a couple of sturdy books. And without making too much of a fuss about it, step the left leg forward, right leg back. Pyramid pose. Take a moment just to bow our heads towards our knees and just feeling this bubbling up of gratitude. For our own capabilities and our own dedication. No matter what actually happened on our mats today, you all did a fantastic job of just being here in your practice. Step both feet to the top of your mat. Take forward fold. And take a half lift. Step back, high plank. Inhale, lower to your belly. And then bow pose or locust, your choice. My back's feeling a little sensitive right now, so I'm gonna stay in locust, maybe even a half locust. And half locust, if you've never done it, is bringing your right hand or forearm down. I like to do my forearm. And then just lifting the opposite leg and arm up. But if you're ready for bow and want to go right up, do it. And if you're in half like me, we'll switch. Reach the right arm back, right leg up. And then back down. Come back through like a child's pose here. And then up through tabletop. I like to come through tabletop, and we'll just lift the right leg back if you want first, and then bring the shin forward, half pigeon. And let this be your own expression of half pigeon, your own even expression of the transition to half pigeon. The easing into it. And we do for almost, I can't think of a pose where this wouldn't be true, but we want to ease into poses slowly and with awareness, just so that we can witness like our own effort, our own muscles engaging or releasing depending on what the pose is. We want to witness that take place instead of missing out on it or forcing it to take place. So we force before we witness, before we're aware, that will lead to injury, which is what we don't want. Whatever get to the other side, get to the other side. And drop back in gently. And lift up. We'll take a seated forward fold. Extending both legs out in front of you, and then flexing the toes towards the shin again, just like we did in side plank. Lift your heart, a little bit of like an up dogger here in the spine. And lift your arms and then reach the heart forward. Keeping it lifted, reach it forward. And then try to extend the back closer to your toes, almost like you're reaching for your toes with your low ribs. And then just release all that effort. Just fold totally over your legs. Soften, soften. And start to walk your hands up and all the way back. And roll down. I'm going to take butterfly legs, so reclined bound angle, and then take your arms alongside your body, and then with just a little bit of effort, mostly ease, press the outsides of your feet down into the mat and just gently lift your hips up, stretching through the inner groin and the hip flexors. And then bring the hips down. Take your left leg over to meet the right leg, and then just turn your head away from both of your legs. And lift the knees up through center. Scoot your hips over to the right if you need to, and let them drop. Knees drop to the left, turn your head right. Maybe notice something in your atmosphere and your surroundings that is particularly pleasing. Either pleasing in appearance or pleasing in function, or just something that makes you happy. And then bring knees back through center. Bring them towards your face. Give yourself a big squeeze. And then lengthen legs long, reach your arms above your head, give yourself a big stretch. And then somewhere between those two extremes, find your Shavasana. Again, Shavasana is another pose, and it is allowed to be a process, just like the other poses.
Shavasana in your final resting pose. Or if you feel complete, you can start to move towards your side. Gently rolling over into this tucked in, comforting, soothing position, fetal position. From where you are, either staying in your Shavasana, or if you're ready to come up to your seat, you can start to lift up. Just again, easing into it. We want to notice and feel all of what's going on. All the moving parts. Until we find ourselves in that easy seat, and keep your eyes closed. And we will end with the grateful heart that we began with, the heart that was in awe and in celebration of the good life choice of being here on your mat in your practice. So thank you for being here on your mat in your practice with your community. Even though we can't necessarily see each other, we are all in this practice and this work together, and that is something to be grateful for. So bring your hands to heart center. Bow in gratitude towards those fingertips. Take another deep breath in together. Feel that communal inhale. Communal release. Exhale. Namaste. Great practice, y'all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions about anything or need us for anything, please don't hesitate to message. We love you, and we will see you again soon. Have a happy Thursday.